بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري أنه قال عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال: سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: عليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعوذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به، وصرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل، فقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوزي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل، وقال: السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه، والسلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافي أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلا معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عندك ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت: عليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال: يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عم رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت: نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له: عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال: وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء، أخذ أبي رسول الله في طرف الكساء وأومى بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم. فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان السماوات، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلك يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلك يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا ربي، ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلك يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلك يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنهم الرجس وأهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله والذين بعثني بالحق نبيا وصفاني برسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا وصفاني برسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا محبين وفيهم محموم إلا فرج الله هما ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
یوں تو کسی کے در پہ میرا سر جھکا نہیں، یوں تو کسی کے در پہ میرا سر جھکا نہیں، لیکن در تقی پہ جھکا تو اٹھا نہیں، لیکن در تقی پہ جھکا تو اٹھا نہیں۔ غربت میں بھی زمانہ جسے دے لقب جواد، غربت میں بھی زمانہ جسے دے لقب جواد، ایسا سخی زمانے میں اب تک ہوا نہیں، ایسا سخی زمانے میں اب تک ہوا نہیں۔ ارے دیکھو نہ کم سنی کو امام جواد کی، دیکھو نہ کم سنی کو امام جواد کی، بچے ہیں بچے ہیں کائنات سے ناشنا نہیں، بچے ہیں کائنات سے ناشنا نہیں۔ ارے مامون کیسے دیتا نا بیٹی امام کو، مامون کیسے دیتا نا بیٹی امام کو، یہ اہل اقتدار کا ہر بار نیا نہیں، یہ اہل اقتدار کا ہر بار نیا نہیں۔ حق نے اسے بھی ایک محمد بنایا ہے، حق نے اسے بھی ایک محمد بنایا ہے، کیا پھر یہ اپنے دور کا ایک مصطفیٰ نہیں، کیا پھر یہ اپنے دور کا ایک مصطفیٰ نہیں۔ مچھلی کا راز کھول کے واضح یہ کر دیا، مچھلی کا راز کھول کے واضح یہ کر دیا، اب کوئی راز آل نبی سے چھپا نہیں، اب کوئی راز آل نبی سے چھپا نہیں۔ اور آخری شعر، لگتا ہے یہ کہ طور پہ گویا کلیم ہے، گویا مطلب بات کر رہے ہیں، لگتا ہے یہ کہ طور پہ گویا کلیم ہے، لگتا ہے کہ طور پہ گویا کلیم ہے، کچھ اس سے کم تو رتبہ اہل ثنا نہیں، کچھ اس سے کم تو رتبہ اہل ثنا نہیں، یوں تو کسی کے در پہ میرا سر جھکا نہیں، لیکن در تقی پہ جھکا تو اٹھا نہیں۔ بر محمد وعلی محمد صلوات۔
بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات. Can you please just Surah Fatiha for Marhuma Siddiqa Zaid Jafar, who passed away in London today, who is seen by his second cousin. Surah Al-Mubarakat Al-Fatiha. Can you also please recite Surah Fatiha for Marhuma Sugra Banu Fida Hussein Kapasi and all our Marhumin Surah Al-Barakat Al-Fatiha. Just a quick reminder for this Sunday Salatul Fajr, inshallah, will start at 7:15 with Salatul Fajr, then 7:30 inshallah Tafsir Quran with Maulana Saab, and then inshallah we'll have breakfast and finish by 8:30. So all Mu'minin and are requested to attend. Is for both ladies and gents, so everyone is invited to come in large numbers. Bar Muhammad wa al Muhammad salawat. Can I please invite the Maulana, the members of the Salawat? Bar Muhammad wa al Muhammad salawat.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وبه نستعين وهو خير ناصر ومعين. الحمد لله الفرد الأحد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد، ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا مولانا بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتخبين المنتجبين، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من يوم عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال ابن طلحة الشافعي: إن كان صغير السن فهو كبير القدر رفيع الذكر. صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق مولانا ورسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Respected Mu'mineen, first and foremost, I would like to present my heartiest congratulations, felicitation on this auspicious night where we are celebrating the birth anniversary of our leader, our master, ninth Imam, Imam Mohammed Taqi al-Jawad alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Indeed, when we look at the Imam al-Jawad, you find that the status and the position, which is even confessed and accepted by the enemies and by those who do not accept Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. For example, this segment which I have quoted, it is one of the great scholar of Ahlus Sunnah. When he comes and he talks about the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, he says, In kana saghiru sin fahuwa kabirul qadr. However, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, when he became Imam, the Imam al-Jawad, among the Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, up until the Imam al-Jawad, he was the youngest Imam for the Tashayyu. And he was only 7 years old when he held the charge of the Imamah. When Imam al-Rada alayhi salam passed away, so he was only 8 years old. So, and he became the Imam of the time. And that is why this Ahlus Sunnah alim, he says that he was Imam at the young age. However, he was Saghirus Sin, he was small in the age. But Kabirul Qadr, his status and the position and his proficiency, his excellency was so great. And then he says, Rafi'ul Dhikr. Even his mentioning was Rafi, very high among the people. And that is why you see other scholars of Ahlul Sunnah also. They said, for example, Tabarsi, he says, كان قد بلغ في كمال العقل والفضل والعلم والحلم والآداب ورفعته ومنزلته في أحد من ذوي السن من السادة وغيرهم. This is scholar, he says that the Imam al-Jawad at a young age, he reaches to the high and peak of intellectual level. And then he says, wal fadl, even the excellency and the fadilat was so high. Wal ilm, even in term of knowledge, he was on peak. Wal hilm, in term, however, he was knowledgeable, but along with the knowledge, you need also hilm, you need forbearance. Many people, they get knowledge, but they become mutakabbir. But despite of having a lot of knowledge and being on the peak of the knowledge, Imam al-Jawad, he was on the peak of forbearance. And then he says, wal adab wa rif'atuhu, his the etiquette that he used to have, they were amazing. Wa rif'atuhu wa manzilatuhu fihi ahad, his status and his position was so high in that age, no one could have among the Sadat and non-Sadat also. So it is, they are the saying of Ahlul Sunnah, and they are not even Shia, they are praising the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. So at young age, Imam al-Jawad, he had name and fame. When Imam al-Rada alayhi salam was forced by Ma'mun al-Rashid to leave Medina and come to Khurasan. So at that time, Imam al-Jawad, he was only 6 years old. So in other words, we can say that the patronage of his father was removed from his head at the age of 6. But when Imam al-Rada alayhi salam passed away, he was only 8 years old. So Imam al-Rada, he left him behind in Medina. And when Imam al-Rada, he left him, so Imam al-Jawad, he got chance, he got, ground to, elevate himself, to understand people, his status and the position. And when Imam al-Jawad, when Imam al-Rada alayhi salam was, given poison by the Ma'mun al-Rashid, and they were fed up from the Imam, and at the end, they gave poison to Imam. So then, because it was in their planning, to call Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam to Khurasan or to Baghdad also, because when Imam al-Rada alayhi salam was forced to come to Khurasan, and Ma'mun al-Rashid, he married his sister with the Imam al-Rada, at the same time it was decided that the son of Imam al-Rada, Imam al-Jawad, he is going to get married with the al-Fadl, the daughter of Ma'mun al-Rashid. At the same time it was decided. But when Imam al-Rada was given the poison, so these people, they bring Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam to Khurasan, or according to some riwayat, to Baghdad. It all depends, where was the Ma'mun al-Rashid. In the beginning, Ma'mun al-Rashid, he was in Khurasan, and then later on, he goes to Baghdad. Anyway, so there was, conflict in between the brothers. It is written in the history that Harun al-Rashid, the father of Ma'mun al-Rashid, he made wasiyat, and he made will that after him, 3 of his sons, they should take the charge of Khilafah step by step, one by one. First, the Amin, the son of Harun al-Rashid, supposed to be the Khalifa. And then after Ma'mun al-Rashid, and then after Mu'tamin Abbasi, these 3 sons, they should take the charge of the Khilafah one by one, step by step. So first Ma'mun, and then first Amin, and then Ma'mun, and then the Mu'tamin. So this is it was decided by his by their father Harun al-Rashid. But what happened when Amin became the Khalifa and he got the charge of the Khilafah? So he made his capital Baghdad, and he is, his Khalifa, absolute Khalifa of the Muslimin there. So what happened? Ma'mun al-Rashid, he was not happy with his brother, and finally conflict started in between Amin and the Ma'mun. Just imagine, Imam al-Rada and Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam, they are living in such a condition. So Ma'mun al-Rashid, what he is doing, actually he is gathering his armed forces, and all Iranian, Persian, they are all around the Ma'mun al-Rashid, because Ma'mun al-Rashid mother, she was Ajam, non-Arab, and the Amin mother, she was Arab lady. So that is why the Arab all, they are gathered around the Amin al-Rashid or Amin Abbasi, and all Iranian and all Ajam, they are around the Ma'mun al-Rashid. So what happened? The conflict started, and finally Ma'mun Rashid, he kills his own brother because of the power. Just imagine, it is the Khilafah, what Muslim Ummah they are after it. Khalifa is killing his own brother because of the power. So just imagine. So here in Baghdad, because Amin, he is in power and he has support of the Arab. Also, he had the support of Alawiyin. This is a very important point. We need to understand the situation of the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. Because Amin in Baghdad, he gained the sympathy of Alawiyin, sympathy of followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So what happened? Here, Ma'mun Rashid, he got this concern, and it was all politics. So in beginning, what he does, he calls Imam al-Rida alayhi salatu salam, and he marry his sister with the Imam al-Rida for him to gain the sympathy from the Sadat, from the Alawiyin and the followers of Ahlul Bayt. And that is why Ma'mun al-Rashid, he decided to marry his daughter al-Fadl with the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu salam. Why? For him to gain the support, for him to get the sympathy and their wish, their support from the Alawiyin side, from the people, those who are following the Imam Ali and the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So why? Because he wanted to strengthen his government. So finally, they call Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam from Medina. And Imam al-Jawad, and they had sharp eye on the Imam al-Jawad. In beginning, they leave the Imam al-Jawad. However, they brought Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam with full protocol, the way they brought Imam al-Rida alayhi salam from Medina. But when they bring Imam al-Jawad, he was 8 years old, 9 years old. So Imam al-Jawad now, he's in Khurasan. And sometime he is in Baghdad. So one day what happened, actually, Ma'mun Rashid had this plan to marry his daughter with the Imam al-Jawad. But time was not appropriate. He was trying to find, appropriate, time. So what happened? In the beginning, he released the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam and started observing and started, having sharp eye on activities of the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. So one day what happened? And actually, he is testing the Imam al-Jawad. So what happened? He was going for hunting, Ma'mun Rashid. So some ulama, some historians, they said that this story, it is a Khurasan story. Some other, they say it is a Baghdad story. We have to have this thing in our mind. So what happened? So Ma'mun Rashid, he was going with his, huge caravan, his armed force escorting them and his people, and they were going for hunting. So what happened? In the way, they found that the Imam al-Jawad, he is on the street. And when the children, this story, it is very famous, but there are some important points that I would like to, share with my children, especially. Elderly people, mashallah, they are all aware about this story. So when this caravan of Ma'mun Rashid reaches to Imam al-Hadi, Imam al-Jawad, alayhi salam, what happened? All the children, they left and they run away. And Ma'mun Rashid, he was shocked that Imam al-Jawad did not leave his place and he did not run away from there. So Ma'mun comes to Imam and he said, what is your name and what is your father's name? So Imam al-Jawad, it's like this question, it is, however, he knows that he is Imam al-Jawad, but still, he's asking Imam like ignorantly. So he said, who you are and whose son you are. So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam introduced himself. And then this man, he said to Imam that, oh Muhammad, why you did not leave the place like other children? So Imam al-Jawad, he said, there should be some reason. One reason that if the way is small or narrow, I should have leave. But I found that the way it is, mashallah, wide, you can pass easily. So there is no need for me to leave the place and run away from here. And second thing, I did not do any crime. So I would have fear of you. So that is why there was no need of running from here or escaping from this place. And thirdly, I know that you are not going to punish someone unjustly, randomly. So that is why. So this Ma'mun Rashid was shocked that this boy is only 10 years, 9 years old. And he is giving answer and he is answering me so confidently. So what happened? He leaves the place and then he goes for hunting. When he goes for hunting, So at hunting, he found something very wondering and astonishing. What happened? He had an eagle, pagan, or what you call eagle in his hand. Usually, rulers and the kings, they used to have for hunting. So he had an eagle with him. So he unleashed his eagle to go and hunt. So they say it is a Khurasan. So when this eagle goes, so it flies in the sky, and after some time, it delayed in coming back. So when this eagle comes back lately, so Ma'mun Rashid, he was astonished. Why he was astonished? He said, number one, he delayed. Number two, he is having in his beak the fish, and there is no ocean nearby. So he was shocked that where did it bring this fish? However, there is no river, no ocean nearby. So he was, wondering. So he hold this fish and he comes back, and in the way again he finds Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. Over there, he hold his that fish in his fist, and he asked question, Imam al-Jawad. He found that the Imam al-Jawad is standing in the same place. So he said, can you tell me what is in my hand? So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, according to, there are two different riwayat. One riwayah says that Imam al-Jawad responded to him that inna Allah khalaqa fi bahrin biqudratihi samakan sigara, that indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ocean he creates small fishes, and then the bars and then the eagles of rulers or kings, they are unleashed, and then they catch them, and then the rulers, they come and they examine the household of Rasulullah. So this is one segment which is written in the history. The other segment which is written in the history, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inna Allah khalaqa minas sama'i, inna Allah khalaqa fis sama'i wal hawa'i samakan sigara. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept some fishes in between heaven and the space. Just why? Why there is a difference in between this wording. There, Riwayah says that Imam said that Allah created small fishes in the ocean. Here Imam is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept small fishes in the sky. So at that time, of course, it was quite difficult for the people to understand. But today, mashallah, it is a proven fact. And we know it very, confidently with proof that what happened, when sunshine, it falls on the ocean and on water. So what happened? The water, it changes into steam or evaporated, and then it changes into, clouds, and then they raise themselves into the sky. And with that, in that process, small fishes, they, raises themselves with clouds in the sky. And this is how, skies, they are raised. And today you see how many times on social media, on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, that in desert, there is a rain of fishes. How these fishes comes? So scientists, they say because at the time of, procedure of the evaporating, the fishes, they go into the sky and then they fall down. This is what happened with the Ma'mun Rashid. So Imam al-Jawad, he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of his power, he keeps some fishes in the sky, and then their eagles, they, hunt them. And this is how the people of, dunya, they examine and they test the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salawat ala Mohammed wa ali. There are so many things even in riwayat. We, understand them, later on, when some time passes over it. So Ma'mun Rashid, he was astonished. And then he decided that this man or this boy is not, ordinary boy. And then he made an announcement in his family that I decided to marry my daughter, al-Fadl, with the Imam al-Jawad. So when this news was spread in family of Banu Abbas, the elderly people of the Banu Abbas, so they started, when they come to know that Ma'mun has decided to marry his daughter with the Imam al-Jawad, However, the intention of Ma'mun al-Rashid is not because of the knowledge of Imam al-Jawad. His intention was the same as the intention they had with Imam al-Rida alayhi salatu wasalam, to have sharp eye on the Imam, to have control over the Imam, so they can have, choice to kill the Imam at their own time. So anyway, so Ma'mun, he made announcement. So the people of Banu Abbas, they did not like it. And they said, this is not appropriate for a Khalifa to marry his daughter with a small child who does not have any proficiency, who does not have any excellency, or who does not have any merit in it. So they all gathered. They came in group to Khalifa, to Ma'mun, and they said, what you are doing? You were okay. About the Imam al-Rida, we accept that Imam al-Rida, at least he had age. He was 40 years old, more than 40 years, and he had knowledge. But Imam al-Jawad, Mohammed Taqi, he does not have any knowledge. He is a still child. First, you should teach him, train him, give him some knowledge. Then later on, you marry your daughter with him. But because your daughter, she has a reputation, she has a status, she is a daughter of the Khalifa. Ma'mun al-Rashid, when he heard that these people, they are putting or raising finger on the knowledge of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, so Ma'mun al-Rashid, over here, he said to his family members, those were elite or those were elderly people, he said, you are talking about the knowledge of the Muhammad Taqi? They said, yes, he is ignorant. He did not go to madrasa. So Ma'mun al-Rashid, do you want to examine him? Do you want to test him? They said, yes, we are ready to test him. We are ready to examine him. Just imagine, Ma'mun al-Rashid, who does not have faith in the imamat of Ahlul Bayt, but still he has a faith that the Imam al-Jawad, he has knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But unfortunately, our own people, when it comes to the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, they say, yes, we have faith that they are Imam. But when it comes to the knowledge, they don't have they don't have divine knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, there are several ayat. For example, one of the ayah of the Quran, Surat Namal, Surat Kahf, verse number 65. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over there, he says, وَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنَّا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّ عِلْمًا. Here in this surah, in this surah Kahf, verse 65, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Prophet Musa's story and the Khidr story. So what Allah said, that Musa alayhi salatu salam, we sent Musa to a place, and there Musa alayhi salam, he found abdan min ibadina, one of our servant. Here, one of the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Khidr alayhi salam. And then Allah said, and which servant he is? Ataynahu rahmatan minna. We granted him a mercy from our side. And then Allah said, the second thing we gave them, وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِن لَدُنَّ عِلْمًا. We gave and we granted to Khidr a knowledge, which is from our side. So sometime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he appoints his, his Khalifa or his successor on the surface of earth, so Allah equipped them with his own knowledge, which is called ilmul ladunni. Or for example, in Surah Namal, verse number 40, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he talks about the Yusuf alayhi salam, so Allah says, وَلَمَّا بَلَغَ أَشِدَّهُ آتَيْنَاهُ حِكْمًا وَعِلْمًا. When Yusuf alayhi salam reaches to a certain age, the age of puberty, we gave them the knowledge. So it's like, Allah is the one who provide knowledge to his, khulafa, to those who are appointed, as a guide from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, he has knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ma'mun, he said, their knowledge, you cannot compete their knowledge. You want to test them? So Banu Abbas people, elderly people, they said, yes, Ma'mun, we want to test Muhammad Taqi, we want to test, Imam al-Jawad. So Ma'mun, what he does, he calls and he sends invitation across the world. And all the ulama, they are invited in that gathering. And 900 chairs, according to riwayat, according to history, 900 chairs were kept and was set for the ulama, for elite people. Just imagine what a big debate, what a big, munadara Ma'mun Rashid he is arranging or he is organizing. So historians, they have written that in that, majlis, or in that gathering, what happened, Ma'mun Rashid, he set the sitting arrangement away that he kept the chair of Imam al-Jawad next to him. And all ulama, they were gathered. And among all those ulama, there was an alim whose name is Yahya ibn Aktham. Yahya ibn Aktham, they said, he was the mountain of the knowledge. He was on top. So this man was also invited. And his chair was kept just in front of the Imam al-Rada and the Ma'mun al-Rashid. So, and he is the one who's supposed to, test and examine the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. So historians, they have written that Yahya ibn Aktham is sitting in front of the Ma'mun al-Rashid, and he said to Ma'mun al-Rashid, would you allow me to ask some question from this boy? So Ma'mun, because he knows, he is already impressed with the knowledge of Imam al-Jawad, he said, it is not fair for you to, have permission from my side. You should take permission from Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. So this man, he reverted to the Imam al-Jawad and he asked that, would you allow me to, ask question from you? Imam al-Jawad, the way Ahlul Bayt, they say, saluni qabla an tafqiduni. In similar way, Imam al-Jawad, he said, yes, go ahead, whatever you want to ask, Bismillah. So this man, he asked a beautiful question. And what is the question? He said, "Oh Muhammad Taqi, if someone is in the state of ihram of Hajj, or ihram, if someone is in the state of ihram, and he does hunting in the state of ihram, what is the ruling? What is the kafara?" In fiqh, in jurisprudence, no problem, no matter it is the jurisprudence of Shia or Tashayyu or the Sunni. In our jurisprudence, the most difficult chapter is the chapter of Hajj. And among the Hajj masail, the most difficult masail are the masail of hunting in the Hajj. And that is why you see, even in Hausa, sometimes this chapter of hunting is skipped by teacher. Sometimes it is skipped by the student. They are not, because it's quite difficult. Similar to when it comes to our madrasa, in madrasa, mashallah, when we learn the namaz masail, when it comes to the shakkiyat, either they are skipped by the teacher, sometimes by the student, because they are difficult. So this man, Yahya ibn Aktham, he knows that which chapter is the most difficult chapter. And he knows that the one who is sitting, only 10 years old boy. And he brought, Yahya ibn Aktham, he brought the most difficult card. He played, in front of the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. So he put this question. So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, immediately he asked him that, oh Yahya ibn Aktham, your question is incomplete. Why it is incomplete? Because the question, you are asking question that if someone is in the state of ihram and he does hunting, what is the kafara? This question, it is incomplete, and there are a lot of unclarity. There are a lot of vague in this question. And let me give you an example to understand, especially for the children. Sometimes you go to buy a car. So what happened when you go to a dealer of the car and you, for example, you just ask him that I want to buy a car. So the car dealer would tell you that, yes, you want to buy a car, but there are thousands of options. Which car you want to buy? And for example, you say, I want to buy the car, and what is the cost of the car? So dealer would tell you, there are so many cars. Sometimes, we have car which is on EMI. Are you interested in cash or EMI? Are you interested in, used car or the new car? Are you interested in this brand or in that brand? So there are so many options. Similar to here, this Yahya ibn Aktham, he is asking question from the Imam that, yeah, Imam, if someone is in the state of ihram and he does hunting, what is the ruling? What is the kafara of it? So Imam alayhi salam, he said that your question is incomplete question. Or in other word, or in my word, Imam told him that, oh man, you are asking a foolish question. So your question is not an appropriate question. Tell me, first of all, Imam, over there, he mentioned 10 shiq or 10, branches of the question. He said, first of all, you should tell me the ihram, he is in that. Was it the ihram of Hajj or the Umrah? Or the person who is asking this man, he is a free man or a slave man. If he is free man, the answer would be different from the slave man. First of all, you should tell me that man, he hunt in the haram area or out of the haram area. If it is haram area, the answer would be different from the outside of the haram. And then Imam alayhi salatu salam, he said that did he hunt the bird or the non-bird, a small animal or the big animal? Was it first time, or was it, he has repeated it, or he is insisting on his sins? So Imam alayhi salam, he brought 10 shiq or 10 branches in there. So the people, those who were listening this, to the Imam, they were shocked and they were astonished that 10 years old boy, he is, deriving and he's extracting this much, branches from one question. So over there, Yahya ibn Aktham, he was, his face color was changed. And maybe he was praying to Allah, Ya Allah, this boy should answer all those questions. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck in there. So that is why, Ma'mun Rashid, he realized. So what Ma'mun does, Ma'mun, he did not say to Yahya ibn Aktham to respond all those, branches. He reverted to Imam and he said, Ya Imam al-Jawad, if you have derived all those branches, so it is better for you to answer all of them. So Imam alayhi salatu salam, explained the answers and explained the kafarat, or all those branches and all those questions. And then finally, Imam alayhi salatu salam asked asked Yahya ibn Aktham, Yahya ibn Aktham, would you allow me to ask you a question? So here you can just imagine whether Yahya ibn Aktham is already have defeated, and his face color is yellow. Now Yahya ibn Aktham, he bent his head down and he said, Ya Imam, you raise your question. If I know, I would respond. If I would not know, I will ask you and I will request you to the answer. Over there, Imam alayhi salatu salam asked a beautiful question from the Yahya ibn Aktham, and same it happened. Yahya ibn Aktham, he was helpless. He was not able to respond anything. And he requested to Imam, and then Imam alayhi salatu salam gave the answer in detail. And finally, in the same majlis, in same mahfil, what happened, Ma'mun Rashid, he made announcement of the marriage of his daughter. And it was the occasion where Ma'mun Rashid, he recited the nikah of al-Fadl with the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. But there was a difference. Yes, at that occasion, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, he recited his own nikah. And he recited the same nikah, the nikah which was recited in between Rasulullah and Bibi Khadija, same sentences. But at the time of Rasulullah, they were all kuffar all around the Rasulullah. And Abu Talib alayhi salatu wasalam, he recited the nikah of Rasulullah. But here, there was a gathering of all Muslims. But Imam al-Jawad, unfortunately, he could not find single person who was able and who has capability to recite the nikah of Imam al-Jawad. Imam al-Jawad, he recited his own nikah and did not find single person who is able to recite the nikah of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam with al-Fadl. So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, status was very high, and he was the only Imam up to now among the histories of the Imamah, was the youngest Imam. Was the youngest Imam. And that is why, when Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam, he became Imam, so some people, they came and they said how it is possible. Even the, among the Shias, there was a big challenge, and it was a big imtihan and test and examination for the Tashayyu, that they should accept a young Imam. Many of them, they rejected, and they said, we are not going to accept the imamat of the Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu salam. And they chose the firqa, they chose the sect which is called Waqifiyya. Waqifiyya, actually, even I have indicated in past that it was a sect among the Shia, that when Imam al-Qadim alayhi salatu salam was in prison, So what happened? And Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salam passed away in prison. So there was some people, those were collecting the khums, those were collecting, the ruqum al-shar'iyya, the wealth, Islamic wealth, in behalf of the Imam Musa Kadhim alayhi salam. So when Imam Musa Kadhim alayhi salam passed away, so these people, they were astray. They went into astray. And because of the greed of wealth, they were not ready to accept the imamat of Imam al-Rada alayhi salatu wasalam. So when Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam become the Imam, and the responsibility of the Imam comes on the shoulder of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam, so same people, they stood up and they said, we will not accept Imam al-Jawad as an Imam, we accept the Firqa sect, which is called Waqifiyya. That Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salam, he is a maw'ud, and he just passed away, and he will reborn as a Mahdi, and he will reappear. So Imam al-Jawad has to face this challenge also. And of course, Imam al-Jawad has faced this challenge and tackle it so beautifully. So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, in his lifetime, he tackled the firqa, which is called Waqifiyya, and also he proved his imama by his knowledge and by his akhlaq and by his evidence which is given to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let us pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, give us tawfiq to inculcate the teaching of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu salam into our life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to perform the Hajj and Ziyarat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to nurture our children in Islamic way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to recite Quran and implement the teaching of the Quran into our life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to inculcate the love of Ahlul Bayt into our heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to support one another. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help those who are oppressed across the world, especially the people, Shias in Gaza, especially the Muslimin in Lebanon and Parachanar and Afghanistan and across the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eradicate the dhulm of Zalimeen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala weaken the enemies of Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give long life and the honor to our Maraji. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten the reappearance of our Imam and ordain us among the ashab and the supporter of Imam. Wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin mu'minin. You all are requested to recite Surah Al-Fatiha for the marhumin. Those names were mentioned by Muntazir Bhai, and another name, Maulana Ali Raza Salihi, who just passed away today in Karachi, and all the shuhada and all the our marhumi. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salawat.
أفضل السلام والسلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد وآل محمد इमाम न हम आज पैदा हुए शहे जुल करम आज पैदा हुए इमाम न हम आज पैदा हुए शहे जुल करम आज पैदा हुए नवीद विलादत की हर सू है धूम وہ عالی امم آج پیدا ہوئے، امام نہم آج پیدا ہوئے، شہ ذوالکرم آج پیدا، جو ہے جانشین امام رضا، امام امم آج پیدا ہوئے، امام نہم آج پیدا ہوئے، شہ ذوالکرم آج پیدا ہوئے، محمد کے ہم نام صلی علی محمد سیم آج پیدا ہوئے، امام نہم آج پیدا ہوئے، شہ ذوالکرم آج پیدا ہوئے، افضل السلام۔ مولا علی کا نام لیے جا رہا ہوں میں، مولا علی کا نام لیے جا رہا ہوں میں، توصیف اہل بیت کیے جا رہا ہوں میں، مولا علی کا نام لیے جا رہا، محفل میں آج جمع ہے محبان اہل بیت، محفل میں آج جمع ہے محبان اہل بیت، بر بر کے ان کو جام دیے جا رہا ہوں میں، مولا علی کا نام دشمن کا خوف اور نہ خطرہ بلاؤ کا، دشمن کا خوف اور نہ خطرہ نادے علی کا ورد کیے جا رہا ہوں میں، مولا علی کا جا دامن علی کا مومنو چھوٹے نہ ہاتھوں سے، دامن علی کا مومنو چھوٹے نہ ہاتھوں سے، تم سب کو یہ پیام دیے جا رہا ہوں میں، مولا علی رہا ہوں میں، توصیف اہل بیت کیے جا رہا، الہی ببیمار دشت بلا جو بیمار ہو جلد پاوے شفا، الهی برای امام زمان ہمیں حول محشر سے دے تو امان قیامت کو معشور ہو بالی اٹھے قبر سے کہتے ہم یا علی ہے پانچ بنو مل چہار دہتن احمد وعلی زهراء وحسن شبیر سلے تا امام زمان شبیر سلے تا امام زمان
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين، وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين السجاد، ومحمد بن علي الباقر، وجعفر بن محمد الصادق، وموسى بن جعفر الكاظم، وعلي بن موسى الرضا، ومحمد بن علي الجواد، وعلي بن محمد الهادي، والحسن بن علي الأسكري. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان، السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان، السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان، عجل الله تعالى وفرجه وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتئه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل سورة المباركة الفاتحة.